It's got my secrets, nothing more. I checked the drawers, I checked the spikes, left me hanging in my Nikes. Last night we tore up the town, now my wallet's not around. Call the cops or play it smooth, pay my debts and start anew. Hey, hey, where'd it go? My cash, my cars, my flow. Don't you know what's gone? Now I'm broke from dusk till dawn. Dancing lights and screaming bass. Drinks were flowing in that place. Left a tip but lost my grip. Now my wallet's gonna slip.
In a world where financial advice is as blurry as a wild night of cheap Jell-O shots, clear your head and your monetary halitosis with the About That Wallet Show hosted by Anthony Weaver. Leave those Jell-O shots for the amateurs and learn to indulge in the top shelf bottles, baby. Now, here's your host, Anthony Weaver.
What up, everybody? Hopefully y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. This is a random live that I just put together. And Lisa was like, hey, what we doing today? I don't know. We're just going to have fun today. One of the things that we're going to keep this as a Ask Me Anything moment, because I know a lot of the times there's so much going on, especially with the recent now government shutdown that's coming up. And then also it's like, well, what the heck do we do as our day-to-day just to kind of stay the course with our finances and also our investments? So yes, this is just going to be a random episode, but this is also, I think, should be beneficial to you and what you feel as though that's important. So we will be relying on your questions and comments as we go through this particular live. Now, typically, like, because of this, the way it is, like, I'm just focused on editing. I'm doing a lot of editing and playing around with podcasting. So I'm doing a lot behind the scenes. So if you have podcast questions, you want to learn what's going on, by all means, shoot that out. I will share as well what I'm doing. If you want to, I mean, I can actually show you all behind the scenes of what it does and what it requires to actually put a podcast together, get the episodes together, and then also how to actually, even if you want to learn about backdating episodes, scheduling episodes. And Lisa, you have mastered the art of pushing things out and from a constant perspective. So you want to just talk about some of the behind the scenes of what it is to be Lisa J. Stocks?
Now, first, let me start with you saying I've mastered something. I feel that I have mastered nothing. And I think that's what we often send like little reels and stuff. And I think I sent one recently. I know probably that we were talking about, I always make this joke about like, I am not impressed. Like when the day has not come yet that I'm like, man, I'm really impressed with myself. Because I'm always like, I need to do more, and I look to other people and I think to myself sometimes like I'm impressed with what they're doing. But yeah, I'm definitely I can't think of any particular branch of my of what I have going on that I feel like I'm truly impressed. Maybe a little bit once in a while, but not too much. I don't want to, I'm not feeling myself like that. I'm getting there. But, I always want to leave space for me to know that you can still improve. Now, you saying about the day to day, tomorrow is February 1st, starting a new month. And it's the shortest month of the year as right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
So I'm definitely going to be making a strong push to put out a lot of content. Do you want to be my accountability buddy for me to do something every day?
Every day, sure.
Every Yeah.
How do you want to make this happen? Like, you want me to just message you and just
If you don't see something, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know if I want to make the commitment of a long form YouTube video every day,
Mhm.
but you need to see a video, a live stream, some content from me, a reel,
Oh, really?
something fresh every day. I will not allow us to count my YouTube, not my YouTube, my Instagram story. I'm not going to allow that to be counted as content.
That's
Anything else?
Yeah, because I was thinking that even you on a regular basis is more consistent in pushing out so much content. And I'm impressed on just how much you're putting out there, especially
I'm
with
not.
the multiple communities. And I'm like, so I'm barely
I
like
know there's
video
two
away.
places you're not even seeing.
Right.
Yeah, it gets to be a bit much, but sometimes I do try to recycle or twist things. In order to actually one of my posts, like written posts, I turned it into this week's live stream that I did on Sunday. So
Oh,
that was
how
kind
do
of
you
an
do that?
unexpected, but I had written out some points, know your numbers, and I had written out a post of, you know, I called it a financial awareness checklist.
Hmm.
And it was originally only supposed to be something that I had listed out. Maybe I started out with it as just strictly a Discord post. And then but when I make my posts, I make them pretty short because I figure people are like me and have TikTok brain.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to have to read a whole paragraph. I don't want to put out things, whether it's video form or written form. I don't want to put out things and lose anyone's attention. I want you to get the message. And so I put out this, but it was just a few sentences, point by point, intro and in a little ending paragraph or whatever. But as I was looking at it, I was thinking to myself, I could really sit down and chat about this in detail and give some examples, and that's what I wound up doing. It turned into my live from this week.
Oh, I like that. Because I never thought about going back to some of my old text posts from when I first started um on Instagram. Because I used to do a lot of those carousels where you actually say, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing for the holiday, or this is the way how you can
Yeah,
start your
yeah.
budget. Never thought about turning those into videos and vice versa.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said, that's what happens when you want to put out more content.
Right.
Like you're saying, I'm putting out plenty, but I don't feel like I'm putting out plenty. So now I have to dig deeper and figure out, what can I put out that's gonna give the message that I want you to receive from visiting my channel. But also be creative and kind of
Yeah.
like I said, dig a little deeper than usual to find some things like that.
And it's interesting because I try to make this fun and exciting, but it's usually a lot of the back end that's fun and exciting, like the journey through creating the product. And when I say the product, I mean in the video or the carousels or what have you that I'm putting out to the world, whether it's a PDF or just even an email, which
Mhm.
I need to get ready for my February email newsletter. It's a whole nother ordeal.
Okay, don't rub your eyes and get looking like that now.
Okay,
Start don't
no.
start You have this little sigh that you do sometimes during the videos, like, "Oh, man."
Well, when you think about it, it's a lot. Well, how I say, I just need to sit down and do it, and
Mhm,
that's what the issue is. And I think one of the things I do want to do an episode on is really taking the time of not understanding everything, but taking a moment to really reflect on how far I've come based on the activities that I've been doing day to day, and really making sure that this is where I want to be. This is how I want to live my life going forward. Because this is the year of execution, and that's what I'm trying to do more of this year.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, well, let's talk about it. Let's bring it back
Oh,
to,
God.
what are you working on in your in the presentation of the different things. I know you one of your major things you always talk about is the sandwich generation, and like what type of messages, what type of goals you have personally, financially that we might see you sharing throughout the year.
Goal this year is to do less conferences, meaning I'm gonna finish out. I got 2 conferences lined up for the rest of this year that I'll be going to. So pretty much I'm doing more of a cutback of the things that I've been saying yes to and start saying no to a lot of things. Saying no to going out and hanging out with other people. Just kind of like let me ring in on the things that I truly like. Like I do enjoy hanging out with people, yes, but do I have to hang out with them all the time? And that's
Is this for you to be able to focus on your goals, or is this a mix of that and the financial impact that it makes?
it's a mix.
It's a mix.
Because with the financial, like with the podcast goals, I would say it's because I'm going out and trying to be outside is impacting the quality of the work that I'm putting out on my show. So understanding that helped me understand, okay, I need to start fine tuning and better use of my time. And so even just going live today is just kind of one of those, let's talk about it, get this out here, get this information to the world, and just really have this as accountability call. I guess you can call that.
Okay. Well, you're leading the show. I am the guest slash co-host. So you let me know what are we chatting about today?
What we chatting about today? Let's see, because we don't want to ask us anything. We can either go straight down the line talking about AI. We could talk about investments. I did put AI in here twice, and then podcasting. So we can actually do that. So AI, in a sense, you can talk about it from like what you've been seeing in the stock side of the house. I'm gonna show what I've been using lately. So some of the tools at the back end, because I know some people that are on here are also podcasters or content creators, and I can share that right quick of what I'm using.
Can I share something, Anthony?
Yes.
I was thinking about your 4 questions that you ask at the end of your interviews.
Yes.
And I was thinking maybe today I can re-answer those because it's been since 2024 since I've been, in an official interview with you and ask those. And the one about the dish, maybe we can skip that one. But the thing that I was thinking about was my favorite question as of what's your biggest money mistake?
Yes.
And I was the first person you said that ever gave the answer of that I didn't focus on getting myself right through college and getting focused on my career. And I think my answer has changed because of AI and because of technology. Yes, I do wish that I had done that, but just seeing the direction of everything that the way things have changed, seeing Amazon, UPS, all these large corporations laying off in corporate as well as in their, manufacturing. It's just making me wish that I got through at that time frame when I was in college many years ago, that yes, I wish I had focused on getting my education and getting started in my career, but I wish that my focus wouldn't have been building a career. I wish my focus would have been taking my money from corporate America and focusing on real estate, maybe a laundromat, maybe something different. So I guess my answer is still the same, but just seeing the direction of the ways that things have gone and the massive layoffs, the length of time me being laid off multiple times, and each time it being a harder process, longer process in order to find my next role. It's really, I just been going through so many changes over these last few years, the layoffs, lockdown, being in the house with that C19, allowing me to have focus, but really changing me. I am a different person than I was 5 years ago, definitely than I was 10 years ago, because of, all these different things that are happening, and just making me want to be so much more financially fit, I shall say.
Yeah. And I would say from a worst money mistake, I just kind of wish I had calmed down my partying back then when I was younger, and going back to like really focusing on like you said, some of those boring assets, because buying things is one thing, but I've seen a couple people that I've known in class and college, and they were actually just buying property. And so, should I follow them, or should I have went on and got one of those boring businesses? Like, I to this day, I'm still thinking like, man, can I go ahead on and just get like a PO box set up, like one of those houses, just collect mail and have each little box as like little renters? I think that would be pretty cool.
Something different, yes. As far as boring assets, real estate is not for everyone.
Mhm.
But yes, I definitely would, whatever direction you take it, well, I feel that you should be striving to have as many streams of income as possible, so that you're not totally reliant on one. Or if you choose to just, that's all you can really balance, have substantial savings in order to be able to bridge any gaps and issues that may come along.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, like coming through, yeah, like what's that fire? This guy,
This is
Dr.
Daryl. This
Navarro.
is Daryl.
Oh,
You know,
Daryl. Okay,
yes, Daryl.
okay,
You don't want to say all that. He doesn't mind. I've established that I just call him Daryl, just like I
okay.
call you Anthony. And if people in the chat, if I have to specify who that is,
It's all
but
right.
yeah.
So, like Daryl was saying, it's like partying when we were younger, we were just really throwing money away. And I'm not sure if we would be where we are today if we didn't do the things that we did when we were younger. Says honestly, if my money was where it's supposed to be, I don't think I would have started this podcast.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have even bothered to try to learn more about it. I would just been content with what I had and just been okay. I might would have read a couple books, but not seek out and try to go to these different conferences, meeting so many people to make this happen. Um,
You said it in your interview on Thursday. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's kind of like it, you have to go through it in order to.
yes.
What is
Oh,
it?
you have to go through the mess in order for you to be the messenger.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's it. That's it.
Yep. And I had to say that a lot of the people who are brave enough to share their story, and I never really thought I'd be one of those people that people actually listen to my story, considering that growing up, I didn't really have many people listening to me in the first place. So it's just now that I have a mic and a platform, you know, for people to tune in. And I guess I'm speaking for the people who are quiet about their story to say it's okay to not be heard now, but they will hear you. And there's somebody that will be willing to listen to your story. So don't hide it. I would say write it and write through the process, and it actually will come out to play. So whether it's even if you want to talk about it, you can talk to me. I mean, just talk on the show. We don't got to record anything. But I think it's actually a good opportunity to kind of get that out of your system so that you can continue on.
Mm.
Um,
Talking
making,
about money it's a taboo subject, you know? Yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't I could have probably helped a lot of people a decade ago, just by having the conversations if they were interested. But you just kind of think like, I'm doing it. They're
I'm
probably
doing it
doing
right.
it too. But it's like now I'm really finding out that most people are not were, even though I've gained a lot of additional knowledge and made a lot of improvement when it comes to finances, um, at least I was on track with at least contributing to my 401k, having a high yield savings account, making those steps. Now, was I on top of the performance? Can I say like, my investment choices at certain times were the best? No, but I was getting hands on. And because I have been working full time since I was a teenager, that alone gave me such a longer stretch than some people of at least being in the 401k, contributing something, even though I was on a lower pay scale at that time. So,
Yeah. So you mentioned my full question. So because that's the second question, we're talking about the worst money mistake. So the first one is, what does wealth really mean to you? Has that really changed?
no, I think that one might be the same, because yeah, it's just about even if things aren't I perfect, that I just have all of the money. I have resources in order to deal with anything that comes up. I feel comfortable. I can't think of anything that's going to come up that I'm going to be overwhelmed and not be able to get through it. If it, God forbid someone passes away, there's life insurance. I can deal with it. There's a plan in place. If something significant happens, my credit card friends, I see some of them in the chat right now. Uh, uh, I know that Bank of America alone, I have $30,000 plus in available credit to me. Not that
Mhm.
I want to run on that up, because I like to pay off my things as quickly as possible. I don't want to incur any interest, but I have things in place so that I know if something happens, I'm able to handle it. And so that's where the comfort comes from, because a lot of us are living in a lot of my earlier life, it would be such a huge stress. I had gotten into a car accident years ago. I say maybe about 12 years ago. I got into a car accident. My car was totaled. My car it was paid off. It was an older car. I got less than $4,000 for the car when I got into the accident. I had
Mhm.
no savings put aside. I had no intention of buying a new car. It came on suddenly and it didn't feel good,
Yeah.
because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't thinking ahead of if this was to happen. But I feel like now I've made strides to be ready for the unexpected.
Yeah. And how can I say available credit? That's funny. Like for 30,000, I was like, my goal originally was to make sure I at least can get one credit card up to 30,000. But that was interesting that I found that out during college and, talking to one of the professors, like in one of his office hours. And he was talking about being able to have as much available credit while your credit's good. And that's what I did since then. And so I think I'm up to like maybe 150K in credit card availability just because
Mhm.
it was like I like to keep, but like you, just to kind of make sure you pay everything down so that in case anything happens, I'll be okay. Like this government shutdown
Yeah,
doesn't
and that
impact me as
amount
much. Yeah.
that amount that I shared, that was just,
Oh, really?
between 2 credit cards, but then I have Chase, I have Citibank, I have, additional, but those 2 alone, when I sat down one day, I was watching another group of people's, live stream, because I wasn't adding those numbers up like you just mentioned. I just wasn't in tune with, I have a total of this much available credit to myself, because I just, it wasn't a priority. But,
Yeah.
now, I know it, and I'm not carrying any credit card debt, but I just want to know, and I want to make sure that those balances remain the same, in case I do need it.
Oh, I like that because, and I think that's one of the things about um wealth that's different. And I was looking at it, somebody had mentioned something recently talking about how their child constantly pumping them up like about every day, saying like, "Mom, you're the greatest. Mom, you're so awesome, and like I really like your confidence, and I really like this." And I got me thinking of, when it comes to yourself, as when it comes to wealth is easy to give away. You're more excited to talk about it. You're more excited to give it away. So if you already have a wealth of confidence, it's a lot easier for you to kind of give somebody that, not that confidence, but to give them credit where credit is due. It's a lot easier to do that. But when you're not feeling confident, you're not feeling wealthy in yourself, like I don't see a lot of people who are like, man, I might be a bum on the streets or whatever, but I ain't gonna say, man, you really doing a good job over there, or you really doing this. It's like, how do you accumulate such wealth in the sense of beyond the finance, but to bring it more so into your personal life of how you're feeling and how you're
I'm
dealing
not
with
sure
life?
I'm not sure if I'm getting what you're talking about here, Anthony. Do you mean like
The
how I
definition, the full definition of wealth, not just financial wealth.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. As far as, the quality of the way that your peers look at you, your children look at you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or how you view the world too.
Mhm.
That's
That's
what
gonna be shaped by the way that you grew up, and, like, when people ask me about, I'll often say that there was no financial knowledge for anyone to pass on to me in my household because the finances were a struggle. There wasn't, it wasn't any it wasn't an easy topic. It was a stressful topic. It definitely wasn't a topic you're going to bring the kids into. Um, and so I think that's what's really allowed me to be, now that I'm in the place that I am, to be a different mom with my youngest daughter because I don't mind talking about finances. She has an investment portfolio. The other night we were out. It was 4 o'clock. It was a little after 4 o'clock. We went to the store or something, and while we were out, I'm telling her like Apple's earnings is going on right now, and I'm talking to her about this and that, and yeah, that these are conversations that never would be going on, even if I was her age in this year. These are not conversations that I could see going on in my household. It was just a matter of work, pay the bills,
I'm
and that's it.
hallelujah.
Yes, and there were struggles. There were struggles over the years, and it's hard, and it just keeps on getting harder with the prices of food and car repairs, and, I just paid some property tax bills this week, and, yeah, it's that time of year and tax season. I
Right.
have a lot of preparation to do to get ready to do my taxes and see exactly how the numbers, shake out.
Yeah, and oh gosh, taxes is a whole nother thing. Because I'm like, we both not tax professionals, so I won't
Yeah, no.
bring that up. Yeah. So, coming up to I guess I would say my third question, since we're going through my 4 questions here.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm sorry, did
oh,
you
you want
not?
me to go through?
No, it's fine. I was just thinking to myself because you made that joke the other day. Lisa
Yes,
doesn't like this question. This is
I know
Lisa's.
you don't. But
And no, stop saying that because I gave you some context today as
you
to
did.
that. And
That's the better.
and I have to take responsibility for not being prepared because you sent me the questions ahead of time.
Mhm.
And what didn't I do? I didn't read it
You
at
did.
all.
You did.
I didn't read it. I was totally, and I guess I wasn't the super fan that I am now because I was not ready I did not know off the top of my head what those 4 questions were going to be.
Mhm. And so I'll skip that question for now. But for all of you who are wondering about that question, it is, what is your favorite dish to make? If you guys are wondering. But we don't have to answer that one. But the third question, which was about your book that inspired you, because we have a lot of books that have came out and I've read more books since then.
And
And go ahead.
listen, you already said today that you're working on saying no. And
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this is back to 2024, but I'm pretty sure that this is the book that I referenced, exact opposite of what you just said.
Yeah. I might need to write a counter book and say the year of no, and that's what I'm gonna do.
there's nothing wrong with that because I also do, you guys who watch me on a regular, you guys have heard me say that sometimes I have my little ways, like not watching series, not binge watching a series. Maybe I'll treat myself to a movie,
Mhm.
2 hours, but I'm not trying to get caught up in a 8-hour series or something like that because I want to make sure that I'm putting effort in prioritizing what I need to do, and I don't want to spend too much time watching shows.
Uh, yeah, that's nice for you. I'm, I'm still binge watching my anime.
No, I did say I did watch I did treat myself. I watched Beauty in Black on Netflix. I did. Every once in a while I do. But, I try not to do it too often, not
Mhm.
back to back to back to back because,
Oh, gotcha.
like I said, I have goals. It's February's coming tomorrow and I want to continue to put out content and dig into my analytics and find out what resonates and I have things that I'm working on right now.
Gotcha. All right. Well, it's at the 30-minute mark. You ready for a nice little trivia for the folks?
Listen, I didn't know about the trivia. Go ahead.
No, I always do trivia. Like, well, sometimes. So this one I just added in a countdown. So when it comes back, we will be prepared because somebody talked about my countdown in the last live. It's like I didn't get a countdown. So here we go. This one is short and sweet. If you got the answer right, go down and give yourself a round of applause. And if you didn't, it's all right. You'll learn something new. All right. Congrats to Lucy actually getting that one right in the comments. I know that's right. Good job. Good job. So I'm actually, if you see my head turning, I'm actually looking at the people on Instagram. For some reason, it doesn't like to chat at the same time, but we're here.
Oh, we need to share my Instagram because I do not have 1,000 followers on Instagram
Really?
and I cannot go live anymore.
What happened? Like you lost that many people?
No, I didn't lose them. I never had them. I think the requirements for IG changed. So
No.
we are going to be changing it up. And if you guys don't come over there and follow, we might be moving Sunday Live. I can't threaten that because I can't go live. Sunday Live may be going to TikTok, and then you might have to follow on TikTok and Instagram in order to get,
All right. Well, I'm pulling up your account now, so people can go on. If y'all have your Instagram's accounts open, let's go on and support Lisa right now. I'm gonna put her URL inside the chat so we can share this as a banner. And if I can get one of these to edit, there we go. Save. And where's that? Show. There we go. So Go to Instagram, search Lisa J _ stocks. Oh man, gotta share my screen again because I done clicked the wrong button. You know how it goes, right? From time to time. No. Okay. Guess I'm on my own. Yeah, so this is Lisa's channel. All right, so make sure y'all.
We know Lisa struggles with lies sometimes. It was real.
Yeah, trust me.
But thank you so much for taking the time to share that for me, Anthony.
Of course.
Let's make a mental note of where I'm at and see if I get any new.
Yeah, we at the time of this recording, you're at 443 followers. You know, I actually thought you had a lot more.
Yeah, I really, yeah, I do not.
Right.
I have about 5,000 on TikTok, and I'm working towards my 8 on YouTube.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm working on my first 1,000 on YouTube, and so I guess we're gonna make this happen. Oh snap! She got 444. Let's go. All right. So Lisa, do you tell jokes? Are you a dad joke person?
I know.
Oh.
I don't think so. Some people say that they find me amusing, but I don't know. Okay. I'll let them. I won't toot that. I won't toot my own horn when it comes to that department.
It's fine. I always wonder about jokes. So what I want to do not joke with Lisa.
No, I don't want. No, listen, guys.
No. I
Don't
won't
start hurting my feelings now, guys, because I hate when you guys say I'm so busy and Lisa's time this and I don't like that. It makes me sound like I don't want to use certain words. It makes me sound like an uptight, stick up the what's kind of a person, right. And I don't like that. You guys hurt my feelings when you start saying that.
Aww. Yeah, don't hurt Lisa's feelings. We here to support each other.
But yeah, I am the person who's rather busy and can't go live till 8 o'clock at night because I work 2 jobs and I'm always doing this, that, and the other. Right. But I make time. You asked me to do this like 3 hours ago.
Yeah, it was about 3 hours ago. And I said, like, if you want to, I mean, we can do it. And thank you for coming through. So for those of you who like to do research, because I like research, and I'm sharing behind the screens because this is an AI thing, right? So talk about AI for right now. And this is a tool that's by Google. Google actually has a full AI like pool and palette of cool things out there. But this tool has helped me a lot for at least a solid year, if not more, on actually researching all of my guests and actually researching myself even just to kind of figure out like, what is it that that I could do to get better or even learn about my guests before I have them on the show. So I did not pre-do one for you, Lisa, but we can.
I know this. I was going to say this is before these advancements are before my interview time. I was looking at what you did with your guests this week.
Really? So now this one is actually going to be pretty cool. Hey, thank you so much, Daryl, for following. Appreciate you. Get one step closer to my 1,000 subs. So Notebook LM, if you all have Google accounts, which means that you already have YouTube accounts. So it's all in the Google suite. You don't have to create a whole nother account for it. All you have to do is just go to Notebook LM. They actually have it right here, notebooklm.google. And with that being said, you just go there, click on try Notebook LM. Now, because I've been using this for so long, I'm gonna share this tab. You get to see all of the people that I've already did interviews for, and it shows a plethora of information about each person. So we're going to do a brand new notebook. And the cool thing about it, we can do resources. But say if Lisa, I'm just learning you, and I heard your name, and I'm gonna say like, just find everything on Lisa J Stocks, and you're gonna search the web, and it's gonna do its thing, right? So, and while it's doing that, for me, for my research, I was like, well, I already know a little bit about Lisa. I know she's been on the About That Wallet show, so I would go to YouTube and just go to About That Wallet on YouTube. And let me go there right quick. And your actual video is the first one anyway that I have. Well, maybe because this is my channel. And let's find Lisa's episode. So, and I'm sharing this with you all because I want you all to see the power of Google, since it already knows all of our stuff and so much more. Why is it not searching? Why do things don't work when I need to work? Anyway, I'm a cheat. So this is kind of behind the scenes. Y'all all know what YouTube looks like on the back end, so it's nothing special. All right, since Lisa's episode, we recorded episode 64 back in August 2020. Wow, well, that's when I published it. Wow. It's been that long, Lisa?
Yeah, I was saying 2024, but I guess it was like probably springtime, huh?
Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to re-up and do a 2-year pre thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this tab on the Notebook LM. And as you see, it already pulled in some of these sources. And what I can do is review these and actually say, okay, we got Lisa J Stocks YouTube. Got the RN, MSN, FN. That's not you, is it? Medical?
I can't. Yeah, I can't see. I can't see
Oh.
that, Anthony. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay, interesting. Let me see if I can change.
But what are you trying to create right now?
Well, what I'm trying to create is actually a profile about you and trying to see everything else that's there. So it seems like if they don't, so this is a cool thing about it. I could just do like a raw search, and if it doesn't align, what I could do is just uncheck it, and it doesn't have to be considered one of the intake opportunities for.
And what was the name of this again?
This is Notebook LM.
Notebook LM. Okay.
Yeah. So since we know you're not in the health field, we can uncheck all the ones that are related to whoever Lisa is or Lisa Stocks. Okay, so you're Lisa J Stocks and her name is Lisa Stocks, so it's actually not 100% sure, which is interesting. So we just got to make sure we get all of those that are associated with that. So you can do it this way. This is having Google do it, or we can go ahead on and add another resource and do it manually. So I'm showing manually, which is this is a YouTube episode that I know for sure that Lisa and I did together, and it already has it there. So what I'm gonna do here is just kind of remove these sources, the ones that didn't work. And then what I can do here is actually do a quick deep dive about Lisa, critique about Lisa. Let's see. We can do a critique and just say, tell me about Lisa's story as if I'm meeting her for the first time. All right. And then say generate. Then I can do an infographic to talk about what you normally talk about on a regular basis. Give me a slide deck about Lisa. Give me some flashcards about the frequently asked questions. Give me some quizzes that I can learn about Lisa. Give me a full report about Lisa. Let's say we want to do a study guide because we want to learn the most that we can get about Lisa. And all of this just on these 3 resources, which is pretty much my episode and I guess whatever YouTube in your YouTube channel. So with just these 3 sources, it's going to give us all of this lovely information. And then what I'll do is I'll take this information to then draw up a full background and understanding of who you are, what are the best questions to ask you as well. So I can actually see right here, like, hey, how beginners start investing very small amounts. And so what it's going to do is use the resources that you're already given and actually just tell us immediately, like according to you. And so it'll actually tell you which number sources that you have. You know, you probably said, hey, beginners can start investing very small amounts and utilize brokerage platforms using fractional shares. You do say that a lot to make sure your fractional shares. The individual stocks, you talk about the workplace retirement accounts, making sure you're taking care of your 401k to 403b. What else you talk about, Lisa? High yield savings accounts,
Yeah.
the consistency in research, talking about
Yes,
putting in the
I don't
10%.
want you putting all your money in SHIB and Bonk coin and random things that I've never heard of.
Yeah. I guess it'll be helpful if I zoom in too. I didn't realize.
The UTMA account, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, seems like it's accurate.
I mean, it's all you. And that's the
Okay.
beauty of it. So let's look at these quizzes. So this is a quiz. How did Lisa first begin her investment journey?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's see if the audience can the audience actually answer this. This will be interesting. If your true followers know this, we'll see who's your true follower if they can get this right.
Okay, let's see. Opening an IRA with her employer by taking to knowledgeable family members and friends, by setting up a UTMA account for her young daughter, by participating in her employer's 401k plan. Guys, you guys if you guys can see this on the screen, if not, let me know.
Oh, somebody got said A. Okay. So
Anybody else
thinking
have
A.
an
Anybody
answer?
else? Any other answers? We got 2 A's.
Joe says A.
Okay, Joe says A. I'm checking on Instagram right now. Anybody said anything? Nope. Nobody said anything yet on Instagram. All right. So we going with A. All right. Let's see what we got. Hey, there we go. The A just got it.
Oh, and it's gonna tell us it's right. I don't even have to say that it's right. I agree. I agree.
You
I even said that today. I already said that today in today's
Wow.
show that I've been working since I've been 19 and fell into, contributing something towards my 401k. But
And
this is so cute, Anthony.
yeah. So, and you can actually export this out as a CVS file. And then we did the quiz. Did we do the flashcards? So, and you can do this for anybody and any topic on anything. And this is the reason why I like it, because it only focuses on the sources you give it. And that's the beauty of this tool. So according to Lisa J. Stocks, what was the very first entry point into investing, which is talking about your 401k? This one is, what is Lisa's primary recommendation for individuals whose workplace offers retirement accounts, especially if there's a company match? You know what I'm saying? So now we can see the answer. Take advantage of and highlight. So, and this is a cool thing because we now get to kind of further understand, like, hey, if we want a cheat code for how Lisa operate, this is kind of the way to go. Like, I mean, I kind of say it's almost like a quick research without talking to you. Like, hey, I'm afraid to talk to you, but I still want to know more about you. Let me just dig up all the resources and put it in one location. And so here, like, in everything that we've talked about already. And so that's the reason why I love this app for what it does. It's still doing an audio clip, but one of the things I do like is the infograph. Yeah, this one. So based on Lisa, these are your things. So the first steps to investing: 401k. No 401k, open up your own IRA. Like, you're going to make it work.
Yes. No, we're not waiting around now.
Correct. Keep it simple. Start with the funds, not stocks. Begin with an S&P 500 or an exchange trade fund. Don't be an expert. And you are the queen of making sure you get those ETFs. And so if you want, I can give you this infographic. Like this is all you. I mean, this is your stuff.
Yes,
So,
yes, Anthony, I would like this graphic.
okay. Because I thought this was actually pretty cool. And then like, face your debt head on, list your balances, your rates, and create a budget, make sacrifices. Like you got this. And I have to say, like, this is the power of AI that's out there right now. So there's a full
Yes, this is the power of AI that's making all of us lose our jobs and make Lisa wish that she had taken all of her corporate America earnings and not focused on work, work, work for corporate America, because those days are gone.
Yeah. And this one here is, I think this one is actually an audio too, but it's a full slide deck. No, this is just a slide deck about who you are, actually.
My portfolio doesn't move quite that smoothly.
Right. Oh no, I went out of it. I wonder why I didn't go to the next slide. Okay. So I hit play, and then using my keys here. That's not going left or right.
Am I the accidental investor? What is this?
I guess. Yeah, let's see. The myth, the reality, need to understand the market, fees, tickers. Like if somebody needs to do that, but you're saying, hey, to beat it every time, just automate your deductions. So these are pretty much what you say. 80% the foundation, conviction. Lisa's advice, only allocate when you have time to research. Ooh. Okay, Lisa.
Yeah, that is a good tip. This tip came from my channel?
This came from your channel, right?
I agree with this. I think too many people are, trying to find the next Google, the next NVIDIA, the next, and I'm okay with investing in the current until I feel solid and have done my research before I'm incorporating something new, because there's some hype behind it, but is there true fundamentals behind it? And people just need to focus on investing and not trying to think about the get rich quick piece of it.
Right. Totally.
Because they're probably going to lose money, focus, spinning their wheels doing that, as opposed to building out their foundation, keeping those speculative things very small, and really testing the waters.
See, and that's what you don't get from AI, is that you don't get the true current information of their thought process behind it unless they talked about it. And also you don't get the full, like, this is almost like the difference between reading a book and actually talking to the author, if that makes sense. So man, yeah. So it's actually talking about, hold up, you actually said this. Do you not feel like I can't do it? Get to the basic investment. Wow. See, you have some
it has quotes around it, so I guess I said it, Anthony.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember we talked about this too. The UTMAs. What to
But
focus
no,
on.
really, that is one of the main things. Just, let me be serious. I'm over here giggling. No, but really, these are the things I really want to get across to people through my channel, that consistency is very important. I don't want anyone to be overwhelmed. And if you're the only person in your household willing to take on this job, it's a job that has to get done. It needs to get done. And so don't keep waiting. If you're a single parent household, if you have a spouse, but I don't care whether, you're a woman, there's nothing that should be holding you back from handling this job. Whether your husband is a lawyer or the garbage man, he's out there working, contribute and figure out how to manage the finances, how to manage the money, how to create a an account for your children and have them on track to not be in so much student loan debt. Make sure you're checking on the performance of the investment accounts. It's a role that some people think that they can't handle. And so I wanted to just be a new face, a person that is showing you that if I can do it, I swear, if I can do it, I know everyone here can.
Yeah. If Lisa can do it,
Yes.
anybody can
It's
do
not rocket science.
it.
And if for some reason you are finding it to be that hard, stick with VTI, and that could be this. Like I say sometimes, investing into a basic broad index ETF could be the start and finish of what you're doing. You don't need to create if you're behind already, you don't need to be worrying about how am I going to set up a account for my child. Do I need a taxable account and a tax advantage retirement account? Do I need to have crypto in my account? You don't have to do I have to trade stock options? No, you don't need to do all of that. If you want to build up your knowledge and, step by step, get onto those different things, fine. That's how I went about it. I didn't just day one have all of the different things going on that I have today. Step by step. And you don't have to take the next step into trading and those different things that I mentioned if you don't want to. But I want you to at least invest and be getting a reasonable rate of return on your investment. I don't want any underperforming investments.
Totally understand. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that. Now I'm not sure if you actually talked about this, but this is interesting. As far as your saving percentage by like age range.
That is from Fidelity's website.
Okay.
I know that when I see it, 1 year's salary by age 30, but I reference this quite frequently, which is probably why it's coming up. Because I was in a meeting at my company. I was at a company that I was currently working for. They had Fidelity come there and they were having employee session. So I went, and it was only a few people there, not many, taking advantage of them being on location. And when they were talking about the amounts that you should have invested, there were people gasping and like shaking their heads, and the reaction was, pretty dramatic. And most of the people were much older than me. And so I'd like to keep on showing this. And I know most of us are not going to be in line with these numbers, but I think it's a good shock to your system to say, hey, 1 year salary by age 30, and it gives it in 5-year breakdowns or 10-year on this particular image. And so you're a person that plans on having over $2 million in retirement. So you conceptually could understand this, but I want to make sure to show things like this and paint that picture for people and let them know think about it hard. Like, what is your current paycheck and your current expenses? Can you imagine you're getting a $1,600 or $1,500 Social Security? And maybe a pension from some companies that you worked at in the past. And then how much are you going to be able to draw from your investments that you've been building on all of these years? And is that going to be enough for you to live off of?
That is a good question. If all your stuff is paid for, I was actually thinking about that today. Well, was it today? Today's Saturday. Yesterday. About how much money would it take for me to actually be comfortable? And I was like, if I was just making or getting in cash with everything else being paid for and taken care of, I think a solid $3,000 a month would actually cover just about everything I do. From, if you go out to eat, you go get some groceries, but your house is paid for, your car is paid for, you just go do some stuff, like hang out with people. He's still under $3,000 when you really think about it. Now when you're hanging out, I'm not sure what y'all dropping like thousands of dollars hanging out with people, but I mean, for me, just going out to eat, like maybe at this point in time with the prices, it's about like maybe $100 on the high end.
Mhm.
So yeah,
You definitely have a plan, Anthony. I have plans, but they are a work in progress, you know, especially getting on board with focusing on mortgage elimination.
yeah. See, Daryl gets it. Live on less, invest the rest. All right, love it. So, Lisa, this was actually your definition of wealth. Well, not actually what wealth means to you.
Wealth and security means you don't have to worry about your older self. Yes.
Mm.
I agree. I agree with these things
You
that
agree with yourself?
there's quotes around it. There's quotes around this one too. So this must be a direct Lisa quote.
Yes. So this is the cool thing about it, and you're talking about even from the beginning of a 19-year-old signing an HR form to be a mentor, building generational wealth. Lisa's journey. I guess they're doing really bad, and see, this is the reason why you can tell AI versus they miss up on stuff. I guess they mean aiding generational wealth. Lisa's journey proves that consistency and resilience matter more than perfection. And that goes back to long term Lisa. That's what we call you, right? Well, that's the word on the street.
Yes. And Keenan Grace's Discord, my channel in there is Long Term Lisa.
Nice.
AKA, I am also known as the J stands for joy. So I am also known as Lisa Joy. And here on YouTube, as you all know, I am Lisa J Stocks.
Nice.
But I just like to be called Lisa. Don't ask me why, because I'm not like one of those people that likes to be called like, you know, Mary Kay or Susie Joe. You know, so I don't like I don't like the joy to be said. So don't ask me why I put it in there.
I mean, we just call you Lisa J. So. It has a nice little ring to it.
Yes,
and don't ask me what's in my red cup. It's just water. Okay, calm down, people.
Okay. My tea, I sucked all my tea. I'm done with my tea. I need another one. I have lemonade up here, but that tea was good.
What kind of tea was it? Hibiscus or something?
Honey lemon. No, black tea. Black tea with honey and lemon in it.
Mm. That does sound good. Especially now because it's cold outside.
Yes, it is cold.
I don't recall you saying this, but this is interesting. Trading options without knowledge is like jumping out of a plane without a parachute.
I don't think if I said that, I was quoting someone else because I have definitely that is something I definitely have heard Keenan Grace use that analogy. That is not an analogy that I maybe I was talking about him when I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but yes.
Nice. Your safe checklist. And
but I really run into this. I run into people that are in an options trade and don't know how to use a stop loss. Like, no, that's not the time. That's not the time. Or if anything, you better have a very small trade going on if you're still in the practice stages. Now, I must admit to you guys that I never paper traded. Every options trade that I've ever done has been a real trade. But, you know, I still was in a community. I was around people that you know, I was getting the support that I needed, but I never paper trade. And I really think that people need to definitely, if either paper trade or make sure it is a small trade that you are doing the first few times in order to have a handle on that stop loss. And I had to pick up the phone and call Webull the other day in order to get some guidance on a stop loss that I was having an issue with. But it was on a leap. So I knew it was for something in 2027. And I was calling about this a couple months back. So it's in 2025. I'm calling about something in 2027 because I really take it seriously about, I don't ever use this expression. I don't know if this will be in the slides. On Lisa's channel, Lisa does not ever say invest what you're willing to lose. That is not a part of my messaging because there's no reason to lose. There is
Yeah.
no reason to lose. Yes, investing carries risk. Yes, you can get into an investment that really tanks, but there are ways to mitigate the risk. If it's
Mhm.
something that you don't have that strong conviction in, that has not proven itself as an investment to be in your portfolio, then put a stop loss on it and cut your losses, even if it does sell, say, before you've been holding it for a year. You have to make that decision for yourself as far as like the tax implications and things like that. I would say either don't dabble into things that you do not feel that you'll be able to hold long term, or for whatever time frame that you plan on having in your portfolio. I'm a long term investor. And that is another thing I love to talk about on my channel is making sure you have clarity on trading and investing, because a lot of people think they want to invest, but all they're talking to me about is trades.
Mm. And that is interesting too. They do, because even people ask me like, "Hey, what company should I get into?" And I just tell them just get a boring low cost ETF. Make sure that the expense ratio is under 0.01 if they can get it, or 0.2. No more than 0.5 though. But
Yeah,
obviously, do your
starting
research.
foundational investment. I agree. You can definitely find something that falls into those parameters.
Yeah. All right. So this one is what I use as well, like when I'm not at my computer and I'm actually trying to do a quick understanding of what they are about. So this is just an audio thing.
Today,
Usually,
we're looking at a
no,
transcript.
it's 12 minutes long, but I don't want to do it that long. So I'm gonna probably play like 2 minutes of it and see how it goes. Can you actually hear it when I hit play?
From an interview with Lisa
I
J.
can hear it.
Stocks.
Right.
Okay.
And our goal is to figure out how to take all this amazing biographical data and shape it into a real origin story.
Because the facts are all there, but the way they're laid out, it just kind of buries the lead.
It
Thank you, Chad.
completely buries the lead. We need to reassemble this so an audience actually cares about who she is.
I've read through it a few times, and yeah, honestly, if I hadn't stuck around
Hold up, how did it read through it a few times? It's like it's AI. You gotta love this.
for the final questions, I would have just thought, oh, another corporate success story.
Exactly. So that's the core issue, right? It's chronology versus emotional impact. Just because things happened in one order doesn't mean you tell the story that way.
Uh-huh.
Let's start with the opening, or I guess the lack of an opening hook. The narrative is missing an emotional anchor because the most compelling part of her struggle,
Her early start, the educational hurdles.
all of that is tucked away at the absolute end of the document.
It really is. The interviewer asks, the classic, how did you get started question.
Yep,
And Lisa launches into this very standard, very safe anecdote about HR and a 401k form.
which factually might be true, but narratively, it's a sedative.
Right. It sounds like literally every person who's ever had a 9 to 5. I got a job, I signed a form.
But here's what's so frustrating.
Go on.
Later, she's asked about her worst money mistake, and she just drops this bomb that she's been working full-time since 19.
And didn't finish college right away, and was grinding through night school on weekends while raising a daughter.
Yes. Why would you hide that incredible grit behind a story about HR paperwork?
I think maybe it's a desire to sound professional.
I think so too.
Wow.
Especially in finance, there's this tendency to want to present a polished front.
But polish just reads as unrelatable.
It does. By leading with the 401k, she
Anthony.
comes across as
Tiffany, okay, listen.
They
this
are.
thing is pushing things up a little bit here.
I know, right?
I was being totally transparent. I was sharing, not painting. I was
Right.
sharing. I was a teenage mom. I dropped out of college. I decided to work full time and put myself at a setback. And had to go to college. Well, I should have. This thing is over here trying to tell me how I should have presented my story. I presented my story in a boring way. Okay, so I guess we need to go. Do I need to go over my life story again in a more dramatic fashion?
It's already at the end of this one right now. So then, like, well, at the end of it,
Wait a
she wanted
minute
to-
now. But yeah, Okay, so you guys, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't like what it was saying about me. It was like, and then Lisa's burying this and talking about 401k and going to the HR, and I wasn't burying anything.
No.
Listen,
Just listen to the episode and you get your own perspective. And that's one of the things that's like, how can I say, when you get the cliff notes of something, you never get the real thing. And this is what AI is providing, is the cliff notes of the context of what is provided. So yeah, and like I said, it's a great tool to kind of help you get the gist of somebody or the gist of the information that you provided.
but
However,
it's twisting up the interview that me and you had, and it's talking as though I was trying to hide
right.
anything from you. Like, no, no, I did not like the way that direction was going. Yeah, if I had
Oh,
the presence of mind, I should have been giving some more gripping, interesting information at the beginning of the interview. What are they trying to say about me?
it would have
It's
been better if they would have said like, "Hey, why didn't the host ask better questions in the beginning?" Like,
okay.
you're very polished and professional. It's just like, it's an attack on the audience. That's
Okay.
funny.
But yeah.
Yeah, this was fun. So Lisa, I know this was just we're just hopping on. I wanted to share some AI tools with everybody if they haven't played with anything. Because I know you like straight on, hey, we doing this, we talking money, let's knock it out the park. But I did want to share at least some of the AI tools out there if you want to do more research. So if you think about a company that you're not familiar with, you can think about like, hey, let me go on and download that 10K form and have AI give you a kind of brief. They do have different audio things that we can do, so it actually can talk about like, hey, debate the whole document, or just give you a quick overview, highlight overview of that particular document, not critique it and tell it like, oh, this part sucks, and that it try to show off polish in one area and not the other. But
Yeah, I
so,
definitely use try to I'll ramble things off into I just added a new one today, Claude.
oh,
Do you
nice.
have that?
Uh, yes, only because I have a Microsoft account, but I
Well,
don't use it often.
I have now Copilot,
Mhm,
ChatGPT,
mhm.
Google Gemini, Grok,
Oh, you use Grok?
Perplexity,
I like Perplexity.
and Claude.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it is very helpful because I can just, I have the apps on my phone. So I can just ramble off my thoughts into it and it could, you know, write it nice and tight and put the little bullet points in and help me to summarize things in a clear, concise way. Because, I like to keep things, like I said, um, uh, ready for those people out there that have that TikTok brain. And, I want to give you the information. I don't want to um, I want it to be clear and I want it to be quick and bite-sized sometimes.
Yeah. So Daryl, you said that you haven't heard of Perplexity. So Perplexity, just to give you kind of quick synopsis of it, this is how I use it. It's really a great AI research tool. And I use it to kind of search for statistics
Mhm.
across all of the platforms. And it's really cool to have at your repertoire and at your fingertips, because just in case for any reason somebody comes to you like, yeah, how many black people in the United States actually only have about $600 in their bank account, and it'll actually kind of give you that information right then and there. Then you can actually ask it even deeper questions. Has there been any research on why that is the case, or what is it in particular areas where you live at? Like, what is the redlining? How did redlining actually impact that statistic, and so forth? So it's really good for research and finding out your information from that point. So how do you use it, Lisa? Perplexity.
I'm still getting to know that one. But usually I use them all in the same kind of a way, just uh, with getting structure, quick questions, and getting structure for the way that I want to present my information, as far as, starting off my video with maybe my results and then the stock market news and things like that. But um, and also making comparisons between funds in a way that is visually appealing when I need to use it, as far as using it in my videos or responding to someone's question, to give them a visual as to what my thought process is behind certain things. Like I was working on a response for someone that's 70 years old,
Oh,
and wanting to invest and wanting to dabble and get and started with, actually, someone else had chimed in and said, you need to paper trade. And I'm thinking, at 70 years old, I want to see. I gave the example of a breakdown of the S&P 500 performance, say over the last 30 years.
hmm
And so, like 2008 was a year with a significant 1 year downturn. And then say 2000, 2001, 2002, you have a stretch of a downturn. Um, so we have to be ready for that. And at
hmm
70 years old, I want them to not be putting themselves in the position. And this goes not just for that age, but whatever your circumstances are. If you have something coming up, this is how I've been looking at it. I want you to look at the historical data. We have it. We have much more than 30. We have 100 years to look back on. And so from there, use your judgment so that if there is something dramatic that happens, like we went through with C19, that we're able to weather the storm and wait and for the stock market to recover. And so, don't be overextended. Be ready for those time periods when you have to let your investment come back. And that could be 3-4 years. And that doesn't turn me off to investing. I don't want that to turn anyone off to investing, because, we have to think about it for the long term. And so we have to adjust with that and make sure that we're doing what's in line with our age and our goals. If you want to buy a home, if you have an account for that reason, if you're going to be retiring and, be in the place where you're going to be drawing from this account, we have to be ready for that. But I don't want any of this to make you, that's why, to be fearful of investing. What are your thoughts on what I'm saying, Anthony?
I agree. To be short, I 100% agree. Mostly because it really depends on your risk factor, and if this is the only income or saving or investment that you're relying on, and as usually it's that biggest chunk, especially when it comes to their retirement. That is something. Again, this is not educational. This is only for educational purposes only, so that having that money available when you need it is the most important, because during the downturn, yes, it looks like you don't have it. It's only because it's on paper that it's not that amount anymore. But it's only when you withdraw from it is considered a realized loss or gain, or at that point. But if it's not realized, if it's an unrealized loss, and you'll hear that as well when you watch a lot of Bloomberg or CNBC or whatever these financial TV shows are. When they talk about unrealized, that means that you haven't sold that particular share in that particular company or ETF. And so understanding that terminology will help you understand that it's okay to let it ride. And sometimes if you want to let it ride the storm, you don't have to take it all out. You can just take some out as needed and just let the rest of it ride. And if you have some money, throw some back in there. Lisa likes
Depending on what accounts it is. Now, if it's your retirement account, I want you to leave that for your true retirement age. If you think you may want to have investments that you want to take profit on for whatever reason, and you are 40 years old, I don't be trying to cheat your 60 and 70-year-old self now. Set up a different account for the intended purpose and goal, because our accounts are doing too many jobs, which we've gotten into in a different live stream before.
So true. Yeah. Do you call your older self a name, or have you given your older self a name yet?
No, I don't have I have an alter ego, but that would be interesting. I can come up with a new alter ego of the older me. But no, I don't. I don't have a way of referring to, Lisa Senior. No.
Yeah, I just called myself Big Anthony. That's it. It was very not thoughtful, but it made sense for me.
But yeah, my alter ego has helped me through a lot, and she in my 20s was the one that was pushing through to get me through college after 2 times of a stopping point there, finally getting through with it. So
Mhm. Yeah, we can talk offline. So, just, this was fun. Thank you for coming on with this random talk, and sharing with some of the AI tools one of the AI tools, and thank you for sharing your AI tools that you use. Um, because there's like at least 6 or 7 other ones that I use, mostly from a podcasting perspective. Either research cutting clips, utilizing AI to enhance the audio. And it has been really helpful to kind of streamline my process. So if anybody looking to become a podcast editor, there is a job for you. You just have to master the AI tools that are available for you. It's just that a lot of podcasters, we love to record, but sometimes that editing piece is the bane of their existence. I enjoy editing. I enjoy the whole aspect of podcasting. It's just that time has been escaping me because I want to do all the things, but I have to realize that you can't do all the things and still have quality content or a quality product, if that makes sense, for the amount of speed that I'm putting it out at. So, yeah. All right. Anything else you want to talk about, Dave?
no, if you want to wrap it up, I am good, and I will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my regular Stock Talk episode. But Anthony wanted to bring some extra wealth this weekend, and so have that notification bell on for my channel so that you can keep up with all of my videos, live streams, shorts. Make sure to comment, hit that like button, and make sure to share your thoughts on things that resonate with you. And I always tell Anthony, anything, put an emoji if you don't have time to give a complete time stamped reaction or comments, but let me know you were there.
Yeah, and same on my end. For those of you who are new to me, please come on over, check it out. You like surprises? Come on, check it out. Let's see what we got going on over there. Lots of fun. My live shows, we do drink midway. So I might have a red cup. I might have a shot glass. I might have a mug, or something. Either way, it's going down. On Thursday, it's lives, and also my pre-recorded episodes are on Tuesdays. Usually, I have those episodes out around 10 a.m., but I've been playing around time frame wise, so just kind of fill it out to see what's best for everybody like that. I mean, how many things of tea do you have?
This is strawberry lemonade.
Oh, you mix that in with the tea?
No, the tea finished. This was the tea. Okay. The tea was in my Contigo, staying nice and hot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's finished.
Oh, so you're a hot tea drinker.
Mm.
Okay. Gotcha. I try to do cold from time to time.
Okay, guys, check out my referral link. It will be in the description. Consider joining channel membership. Make sure to subscribe to Anthony Weaver of About That Wallet.
There we go.
We have goals. I am striving to get to 8K on my side currently.
Yeah, 8K. All right. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed day. And if you have any questions that we didn't get to, go ahead on and throw that in the chat. We will come back and answer those questions. And if there's any new AI tools that y'all are curious about that we haven't talked about, let us know. Like, I use Gamma for other things as well, so we can try things out. Let's see. All right, everybody. Yep. Peace. Lisa, you hanging on for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good night, guys.
Night.